There's a tool almost nobody in the B2B space is talking about, and the handful of teams who found it are booking more meetings than sales teams 10x their size. It's called Valley, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why I think it's one of the most underrated tools out there right now in the B2B cold outbound space. If you don't know me already, my name is Brian Lopez. I'm the CEO of Olimpo Labs. We're a cold outbound agency sending over 1 million emails a month and a couple thousand LinkedIn DMs and LinkedIn emails every single month. Here's what most people still haven't caught on to yet. Instead of blasting the same generic message to a cold list and calling it a day, we go after people already circling around our client's world. And we send every single one of them a message that's genuinely crafted for them around what our client sells to them. So how do you get both the personalization and the scale? Well, that's where Valley comes in. To be clear, the tool is just how we run the strategy. If you took this exact approach and ran it some other way, it'd still work. But once you see what Valley does, you'll understand why we changed and we never look back. Okay, so basically here's a quick walkthrough on Valley. Basically, you're gonna have your dashboard page where you're gonna see all the messages, connection requests, and everything that you're sending. You're gonna see what are your settings in terms of connection requests, your sales navigator credits, and everything else. A couple of the interesting features that you're gonna find on Valley. One of them is the AI Studio. So you're basically able to create a product, which is going to be basically whatever you're selling. So let's just go ahead and create Olimpo Labs product. So you just feed it the website of whatever your company is or whatever the product you're trying to sell is, and it will literally fetch all the information, analyze it with AI, and understand how to position you correctly to be successful in your LinkedIn outreach efforts. So it takes a minute to get all the information, but for the most part, it gets like 90% of the stuff right. There's a couple things that you're gonna have to tweak, but it's pretty good at it. Let's just wait for a minute and I'll show you what it gives us. Okay, so as you can see here, basically it fetched all the information from my website, and there's a brief description. It says, the known for you B2B outbound agency that designs and operates the entire cold email LinkedIn outreach stack, domain infrastructure, lead list, copywriting, sending, reply handling, and calendar booking. That's completely accurate. It says the founders and sales leaders at B2B companies with 5,000 plus deals, one predictable pipeline without the overhead of an in-house SDR function. Its differentiation is operational completeness. Unlike agencies that hand out replies to the client or rely on a single channel, Olimpo runs end-to-end qualification across both email and LinkedIn on a dedicated infrastructure with a month-to-month pay per show structure. Yeah, that's amazing. And then it's gonna basically create a deal customer profile depending on what it gets from your company. And yeah, that's pretty much the niches that we work with. So pretty much like just by feeding it my website, it created a whole description and a whole ICP that's honestly quite accurate. It tells you who to score high. So company sizes all the way up to 200, B2B SaaS, staffing, recruiting, marketing agencies, M&A, financial services. Then in terms of like who does it want to score medium, and then who does it want to score low, which is also pretty accurate. We don't work with anything B2C, retail, e-commerce, and so on. So yeah, geographies, global, right? And then it creates a list of your competitors, which is amazing. So Belkin's, Cleverly, Experiment, 27. So those are all like big lead gen agencies. So pretty much it's quite accurate. In terms of the value propositions, what are the value propositions of your business? What are the pain points of the people who actually would buy your products? What are the proof points? So it actually fetches from like your case studies in your website, creates a list of do's and don'ts, which you can fill out by yourself. This product was already created previously, but I just created it for the video. But I just wanted to show you that it's pretty accurate. If anything, you're gonna have to make a couple changes or add a couple things, but it's really good, honestly. Now, let's look at writing styles. What does this mean? Basically, in terms of writing styles, you can give it do's, don'ts of things that you would like in your scripts, the way you write, depending on what's your copy, what gets you results. Everybody has a sauce that works different for them. For the most part, what I do is that I just generate from samples. And basically what we do here is that we take our most successful scripts and just feed it to Valley, and Valley literally creates a whole writing style for yourself. So you could literally just take 4 to 5 scripts that have booked you meetings or that get you a lot of positive replies, where you clearly understand the patterns, right? And just feed it here. You can make it more specific or more broad depending on how much information you feed it, but then you hit generate and it it literally creates a writing style that's inspired on all the traits from those writing styles, and it's quite good. I can tell you that most of the time is like 90% accurate. You can also do the old way of just creating templates and blasting a list. There's nothing keeping you away from that. Not necessarily the way you should be using Valley. There's probably cheaper tools for you to do that. Valley is much more for a highly sophisticated approach, more personalized approach. So if you would be using Valley to like send templates, you wouldn't really be maximizing what Valley was intended for. But basically you literally can just create a connection request in mail sequence, just like any other sequencer that people basically abuse of. Another very interesting thing about Bali is the ability to create lists that are signal based. So they have this deep research feature that basically just tell me what I want, and it will literally tell you what is it that fits you. Yeah, so for example, there's something like B2B SaaS and professional services companies with 11 to 200 companies that raised a seed or Series A round in the last 9 months, then identify the founder, CEO, or VP of sales. That would be a killer campaign for us. And then B2B SaaS, IT services, consulting, and marketing agencies, 150 employees. Like those are really good like suggestions. And you could just really just run it and it will give you the list of people. It will give you which ones are very high fit, which ones are very low fit, medium fit, and then you can just create a campaign around those people. Mind you, the deep search feature is based only on the list of people and companies that they have, but also on signals out there with multiple tech stack, funding rounds, or things of that nature. They also have a basic search feature, which you can use. I think it's for free. You can say something like directors of marketing in B2B SaaS in North America. It will literally craft you a list of those people. Mind you, you will have to basically, it has a database just like any other database. It's pretty much rounded in the same way, but then you have to like basically create what do you want. So basically I only want director, maybe I don't want VP of marketing, maybe I don't want head of marketing, maybe I don't want a CMO location, maybe I just restrict to US because there's people here from like the Middle East and stuff, but you pretty much get the idea. You basically can craft a list of leads in their platform. We usually still use Clay or our own database to create list of leads, but just wanted to show you that you still have the ability to craft really good lists from inside their platform. A very underrated tool which they have is your warm list creation feature. I already have 3 lists running, and basically the way it works is that you're able to fetch and create lists of intent signals. So you're able to create lists of people who view your profile and then value rates them in terms of their ICP fit. So it basically does it for everybody else, for every other list. So it tells you, depending on your product, who is an ICP fit in terms of their decision-making ability in their industry and everything that they have in a profile. So it ranks everybody in terms of low, high, when did they see your profile, and then multiple other things that you can see about this person, like is their profile open, closed, where are they based. So I have a couple lists already created, people who engage with posts of your competitors. So you literally can message out people who engage with content that are your competitors. Like this used to take like multiple enrichments and multiple Clay steps, and you're literally able to create it. Like this is a warm list. This is the warmest of warm lists that you can get. People who follow you, those are your first, second connections. Basically people who follow you, that is just an easy layup, right? Now you can also build lists of other things such as a CSV, sales nav, a search URL, a Clay table or something like that. Then here you're gonna see your campaigns. We have multiple campaigns, right? You can just pause it and there's the messages. And here is the real sauce about Valley. Basically, here's what makes Valley pretty interesting. Let's just look for a person that actually booked a call with us. Like look at the message that this was an actual in-mail and we actually booked a call with this person. So basically this is what you're going to get from Valley. Like it's literally going to automatically create a message such as this one, specifically for your client. Hey, first name, with PE platforms actively buying psychiatry practices, your May update shows why owners have leverage. You mentioned that sellers without a competitive process leave 20 to 30% on the table. We built a Dawn for You system that books meetings with motivated practice owners looking to exit. We manage the email, LinkedIn infrastructure, lead sourcing, and reply qualification. Worth of quick chat to see if we can help you land more owners for evaluations. So basically, the amazing thing about Valley is that it takes the prospect, it does research on the prospect, it does research on recent content about the prospect. Sometimes it takes content for like years ago, so you got to be careful on that. It's kind of mad sometimes, but it's like 9 out of 10 messages out of Valley are like very relevant and very good, because here basically you are addressing the person saying, hey, I noticed that you said this, or I noticed that you work specifically on this niche. I acknowledge whatever feeling or whatever opinion you have. And by the way, I have the service that's tailored specifically around what you're looking for, and I can help you accomplish XYZ desired goal. And it does it all automatically. Like, it literally generates you 50 messages every single day for you to send every single day. We actually booked a call with this person. What you're seeing here is actually a message that actually booked a call. It booked a sales call with this person. We cannot show the name or details for professional reasons, but pretty much that's the amazing thing about Valley, is that you literally give it a framework on how to message in your own voice, which is how I told you. You basically give it 4 or 5 different scripts that have worked for you in the past. You basically give it your product, what is it that you sell to the market, and then you just create a list of people who are within your ICP. So if you're targeting M&A firms, if you're targeting IT services, if you're targeting wholesalers, if you are targeting marketing agencies, if you are targeting corporations in the hospitality world, like it literally crafts the message around, hey, I notice you have this relevant thing. I also notice you said this. Therefore, this should be helpful for you. My service should make something for you. And it does it all automatically. And you don't understand how impressive that is compared to any of the other automation sequencers, where you're only able to send just the same blasted message to a list of 1,000 people. Even if when it comes to cold email, this would have taken like 3-4 client enrichment steps and multiple expensive softwares to like basically pull through. Now, creating a campaign on Valley from beginning to end, basically I always use Valley AI. There's no reason to use Valley if you're not using Valley AI. Usually you could do first degree connections. Those are like easy wins initially, but at scale you got to take a cold list or everyone else, cold list, and then you can get your list of multiple ways. So you can use your sales nav, a search URL. You can use a post URL. So any post that's very relevant to your niche, where there's a lot of people commenting and interacting with that post, you can literally just put the post, and Valley will scrape the people that are engaging with that post, and that will be the list. You can use a clay table, you can use a CSV, and you can use any saved list. So yeah, I'll just put a random list for the sake of the matter, and let's just create a campaign. And then you always want to use AI generated messages. You could do a campaign of only connect and follow-ups. You can do a campaign of only in-mails, or you can do a campaign where it's mixed. I always do mixed. You always want to do 2 follow-ups, sometimes 1. Their templated setup, it's very good. Then here you select the product that you want to sell. In my case, it's Olympo Labs. That's a product that we sell. And then what writing style you want to try. So I have multiple writing styles for multiple types of demographics. So basically you just want to create that and then set it up and then launch. So basically it's gonna, you're gonna give it here instructions on what is the intended purpose of this campaign, any specific details that you wanted to take into consideration, the campaign name, and then you just hit launch, and that's it. Like, it's literally going to create hundreds of messages every single day. We're going to like approve each and every one of them, or you can just put it in autopilot and have it approve itself and just send, and that's it. You literally just wake up to positive replies and people who want to get on a call with you to give you money. By the way, if you want to join Valley, you can use the referral link that I left in the description.